Hello.
Hello. Hi. We should be live in all the places. Look at these pretty faces that I have with me today. I have Hallie and Ashley, two of the Circle of Influence partners that will be attending the Heart Cell Signature Summit that is coming up when? In 2 weeks on May 29th and 30th. If you still want to come, you sure can. But you can't come VIP because they've all been sold out. But you can come for the full day summit on Saturday, May 30th, and we would love to have you there. If you are on any of the internet streets right now in any time zone, and Facebook, LinkedIn, where else, YouTube, and you're scrolling, you're watching, and you see our faces, please stop because we're going to spend the next 10 to 15 minutes talking about our favorite topic in the entire world. I literally gave you guys the best topic because I've been bringing in different topics. I've been bringing in different topics to promote and to share and to get really focused in on what we're going to be doing at the Heart Cell Summit. But really, it's like all of the things that we need to know about as women entrepreneurs. But this topic is my absolute favorite. It's the showstopper, and it is relationship building. So we're going to spend a few minutes talking about relationship building because I always thought that everybody just knew to build a relationship process into their business. And again, what's ordinary to us is extraordinary to others. And so now that's what I get to teach all the time is how to bring that process to life to create revenue in your business. But before we dig into that fun little topic of relationship building, I would love to introduce my two friends. My two friends. I have Ashley and Hallie. Hallie is coming to us from Colorado, getting ready for a big hike. And I guess it's cold there. And it was so hot there yesterday when I was literally just there. And Ashley, I always want to say New York City, but really it's not.
Philadelphia.
Philly. Mm-hmm.
Philadelphia.
Yes. So
the sister city.
The sister city. Yeah. So Ashley, why don't you introduce yourself for everyone here on the internet world that doesn't know who you are? Who are you? What do you do?
Thank you. My name's Ashley Steinberg. I am founder of Pulse 10 Consulting. Thank you so much, Dora, for inviting me on this podcast with you and Hallie. I'm very excited to be here. I am a publicist and brand manager and brand strategist. I started my company about a year and a half ago. I have been both in the publishing industry as well as in marketing and advertising for my entire career, which spans now about 25 years. And so I'm really excited. I met you just over a year ago. I can't believe it because it feels like I've known you forever. And you know, I think that's what so many people can say because that's who you are too. You really just, you know, usher people in and develop those quite close relationships that I love. But you and I have had some very good conversations throughout the years. We're close, and I'm just thrilled to be here and to be sharing this with you. And I cannot wait for the summit. I'm so excited about all of that. So I look forward to talking more about it.
I am just writing down a little note of the question that I want to ask because of what you brought up, and I love that. So Hallie, who is not Haley, it's Hallie like the Parent Trap. I stole your I stole it, but you can do it again. Who are you?
I'm Hallie Bravetti. Hi. Like from the Parent Trap, the Lindsay Lohan version specifically. Call out to all my millennials. I understand there's an older version. It's okay. We include all versions here, but I am Hallie, like Lindsay Lohan from the Parent Trap. And I am a really good astrologer. If you want to get in on that, I have a WhatsApp group that's really popping and really supportive. And I am the founder of Astrology with Hallie, but underneath all that, I am a musical theater obsessed person that has had and is having a spiritual awakening. And I help business women align their energy and their purpose with using their birth chart, using their astrological birth chart, using their personal cosmic blueprint. It's amazing. It's magical. It works every time. And I do it because I felt like I tried everything, all the things, therapy, changing jobs, yoga, all the coaches, all the things. And the thing that finally helped me find peace and alignment, including meditation, the thing that helped me find peace and alignment was astrology. So that's why I do what I do.
So thank you so much for introducing yourselves. I'd love to tell our origin story really quickly, because it has so much to do with the topic around relationship building. And then I have a couple of questions. I have to say that I just spent the last 4 days with like my best friend in business who is also a theater major, and she sang and danced the whole time. And then her best friend Matt, who worked for Disney and also produced a bunch of, he was also theater. So I just spent the last few days like an intense singing and dancing during a conference that had nothing to do with singing and dancing. It was the Retreat Industry Forum, but so much fun. Okay, so I digress. So our origin story and the three of us together right here is kind of special. And I was in a community and still here and there inside this community. And shout out to Dreamers and Doers, which is founded by Geisha Haas, and she is amazing. Love a good, solid community that is mainly online. But I got really excited because they were having an event in New York City, and I had just literally had a conversation with Ashley like maybe a week before.
Yeah, exactly.
And Hallie, I literally had just met 2 weeks or so before when I was in the city for my birthday for the book stuff. And
That's
so
right.
I was like, I'm going to this Dreamers and Doers thing. I wonder if Hallie will let me stay at her house. And with no thought, like no discerned thought, I just really texted her and was like, hey, I'm coming in for this event. A, do you want to go? And B, can I crash at your house? And to this day, she said that it was only weird for a minute, and then she got over the weirdness and was like, sure. And so I hopped on a plane and I went and stayed with you, Hallie, and then we met Ashley at right before the event for dinner. We had a beautiful dinner, and then we went to the event.
Yeah.
And I just knew that you two were going to be in my little life right after that. I just was like, these are my people. I love how that happens.
Yeah.
Like, it can happen all the time. Trust me. I have done something similar. And these similar things of just not vibing with your people, and we don't vibe. So that's kind of like my question is around favorite people. The question of, we talk about relationship building process, but one of the things inside the relationship building process is doing what's called an audience audit. Not going to get into the technical terms of all the stuff that we'll be learning at the summit, but when you think of your audience audit and you think of the people that you have worked with and who you want to continue to work with, new people, what are the things about your favorite person, your favorite client, what are those things that stand out? Not so much just soft skills, like I have to like them and they, can't really be a trumper. Like, not so much that. But like,
I did not expect you to say that.
But I know, me either. Who knows what you're going to get here in our lives today? But if you think about the two of you, answer that question for people that are scrolling and stopping and watching.
Yeah.
What's that favorite thing about that relationship what are those things that you really want to be front and center? A hard one. Look at that.
It is. I think that, I will say that I have been very blessed in my life to work with some amazing people, both in my current company and before. And I have had some amazing, particularly women, who are both as clients and as mentors and bosses. And one of the key elements for me, and one of the things that I see in my clients that continue to do, is that these are people who are incredibly smart, incredibly well versed, and just exceptional in terms of the lengths they will go to help their audience and to really support their communities. And yet they do it with such a grace and a kindness, and never make anybody feel less than because either you don't know, or you haven't been there, or you're not, able to give what they can give. It's a real it's a quality that I didn't even recognize really until you mentioned it, that I think there's a level of grace in my clients that I find on top of everything they do, which is so inspirational, to be such, it makes it a pleasure to work with, and really makes me, during the hard moments, or the moments where we're all kind of dragging our feet and like, okay, I got to get up this morning, I got to do these things and whatever. And then I think about what all these people are doing, and just the brilliance of what they've been able to create in their world, and the grace with which they do it is astounding to me.
And if you guys are listening to Ashley and you're stopping your scroll to think about your own relationships in the process that you're building relationships with clients and soon to be clients, and thinking about who's your favorite, like what makes them your favorite. I ask that because that's really who we should be targeting, is who our favorite, who we just dreamy love, can't wait to talk to them. And what just stood out when you shared is, the industry that you're in, branding and communications and PR, you don't really find grace, right? Grace, and like they want to share their brilliant. I mean, there's a lot of ego, and we all have the ego, and we all need an ego, but there's a big ego, right? So the fact that you center in on your favorite clients are the ones that it's still not all about them. They know that their brilliance is actually service versus look at me and vanity, which that really stands out, that those are your favorites. Those are the relationships that you're building, because especially in your industry, right?
Yeah. Yes, they get a lot of press in my industry.
Correct.
If I'm doing it right, they're getting a lot of press. So it is that ability to be able to be humble.
Yes.
And but I think it's even more, it is the grace. It's just a grace that they have. So yeah, it's an interesting thought that I really hadn't thought about before, but when I do think about my favorites, that's definitely what stands out.
How about you, Hallie?
Yeah, and I think this applies to both like you guys, like meeting in the city, and also my ideal dream clients. The two things that came to mind were being open, and being real. Like they're here for a reason, and the people I love talking to are here for a reason, and really have at least a little bit unlocked that amount of like vulnerability and like curiosity about like I don't know, and I really want to know, and like I really don't know. Like I can feel that right now, like in my chest, my solar plexus, like that. Like it's like that little bit of that openness is kind of necessary, or at least my favorite thing, to work with. But then also like the very tangible, real, like I'm not here just to swim around and like float in the pool, even though that's lovely. That's really not my style. Like that's why I connect with you, Dora, so much, because you are so heart-centered, and you're also like completely full, like whole, and you're taking care of your own, sorry, SHIT, and also like you're like, okay, like let's make some money, let's change the world by doing it in a really practical module way. And so that's how that's what I love to talk to people about. People are like, okay, I'm a little open, I'm vulnerable enough, and I want to figure out some real like solutions. Let's talk about it. Like, let's not skim around that. That's my favorite type of person. Yeah.
And you're the let's go there person. So the moment that they have that moment, like that moment of like, you can feel it in your stomach. You're the like, all right, let's go there, right? You give them that immediate permission to go there. And how fun is that? That's so fun.
Such great permission. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I could talk about this so much, but when I think about my absolute favorite client, the relationship is that it never goes like sterile. Like I still 6 years later know about her family and her kids and what she's doing now, and she doesn't pay me anymore, but I still know. And it's just, one of my jobs back in the day at the bank, I was managing like bazillions of people, like 1,200. And one of my bosses was like, how the heck do you remember these people's names? And I'm like, I don't know, but I can tell you that it matters to me. And that's probably why that they matter to me. And that's why their names probably matter. And I remember them. And that's something like, if you think about it, like it shouldn't be that big of a deal to remember somebody's name, but in the scheme of business, I guess it is. Like, and so when someone says, what's it like to work with you? And I truly believe my favorite clients become like family. And at my retreat a couple months ago, we went around the room and we shared a word about each other. Like, when you think of Ashley, what do you think? When you think of Hallie, what do you think? And so we did this around. It's a great exercise to do like at a dinner with people that you're spending a whole weekend with. And so at the end of the weekend, we went around and said, when you think of Dora, what do you think? We did it with everyone. It wasn't just me. And one of my prior clients looked at me and she said, I think of home. And I was like, oh, that's the biggest reward. I mean, it's really hugely, amazingly rewarding when I hear you guys get big wins and really big sales and the business is growing. But that relationship is literally my favorite. So, but my favorite about the client, like if we're talking about relationship process and the client itself, my favorite client are the action takers. Just something about those action takers that I love to witness. But okay, so we are almost at time. We talked about relationships. We talked about our favorites. We didn't talk so much about the process of relationship building, but guess where you guys can do that with me in just a few weeks? I wonder.
I'm so excited.
Summit.
Right. And so we're already starting, like the Circle of Influence Partners. We have a meet and greet tomorrow. We have our Voxer group together. We have been talking a lot. So we're already pre-summiting and finding ways to connect and get to know each other. But truly at the summit, that full day, we're going to dive into the workshops that the two of you have already been through, but always good for a refresher. But everyone that's coming that's new, we're going to go into those things like what makes up an audience audit and how do I start the relationship and what's that darn difference between sales and marketing and all that jazz. So, but for everyone that's scrolling, that's stopping, that wondering what we're doing, how do people find you if they're thinking, I want to start a relationship, I want a reading, I need some PR, I don't really know. What are you guys all about, and where do they find you?
Hallie, you want to take this one first?
Sure. So 2 places that come to mind that are great to find me. One is in my Astro Thoughts WhatsApp group, which I will comment the link on these posts that we post to get there. And the other is on my website. It's www.halliebravetti.com. You spell Hallie Hallie, and Bravetti. If you say it like really Italian, like if you say Bravetti, you'll spell it right. Bravetti. If you do this with your hand, you'll spell it right, but I'll spell it again. I thought of it recently.
Perfect.
And it's B as in boy, REVETTI, HallieBravetti@gmail.com. I mean, sorry, HallieBravetti.com. That's my personal email. You can also email me there. But yeah, that's just the best place to go, because then you can find all the places. If you're an Instagram person, if you're a LinkedIn person, you can find all the things. But those are the best places to find me. Wonderful. And you can book a reading. You can do all the things there.
Thank you.
Excellent. And you can reach me on LinkedIn, Ashley Cross Steinberg, and Cross is Kraas. And at pulse10consulting.com, I have opportunities to book a meeting. You can also email me directly at ashley@pulse10consulting.com.
Lovely.
Yeah, so easy enough to reach out. I respond anywhere and everywhere.
And I will, after we hang up here, I'll jump into all the threads and add the Circle of Influence guide. So you can just tap on that and you can find Ashley and Hallie's profile that also has all of their information, as well as the other 20 Circle of Influence partners that are going to be attending the summit in a few weeks. So I am so grateful that you were able to stop everything in your day and hop on the internet streets with me and talk a little bit about the importance of relationship building and who and why relationships are important in our business. So thank you again, and let's say bye, all.
Thanks, Dora.
Thank you so